Om Shanti Shanti. Om Apyayantu Mamangani. Vakpranaschakshushrutramatho balamindriyani cha sarvani. Sarvam Brahma Upanishadam Maham Brahma Nirakuryam. Mama Brahma Nirakarotu Anirakaranamastu Anirakaranam me astu. Tadatmani Rateya Upanishadsu Dharma. ते मयि संतु ते मयि संतु. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. So this particular Chandogya Upanishad mantra, Ya Atmani Rate, Ya Upanishadsu Dharma, Te Mayi Santu, Te Mayi Santu. So the Atma here we have to emphasize, and every Upanishad, every Muni's concern was to analyze, dissect, and try to know what is that Atma that everybody sustains, and how we are able to Niratatvam, establishment and attachment and interest in our own self-elevation, self-upliftment, and self-knowledge, and all these things are involved with the self, because the Atma is something personal, and body is something impersonal. I think so. I don't know. So, looking at your body, people are making comments. But looking at your Atma, nobody looks at your Atma. But the body, its actions, its mind are under the attention of all people. But the body, mind, and the Atma, what has been defined, all people have got to be very much concerned. And they should try to improve their Atma right from childhood. Atmani Sthitaha. And again in Mahanyasam, as we see as a part of Yajurveda, whenever we are going to perform Rudrabhishekam, we go to a preamble Prayaschitta Karma. That's what we call as Mahanyasa. There, what is said is, Atmani Devataha Sthapayetu. Then, how are you able to keep the Devatas in your Atma? Then there is the description by the Bodhayana Maharshi, say, Prajarane Brahma Tishtatu Parsvayo Shiva Sankarau Tishthetam Karnayo Asvinau Tishthetam. ಈ ರೀತಿಯಾಗಿ ಎಲ್ಲೆಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವ ದೇವತೆಗಳು ಬಂದು ತಮ್ಮ ತಮ್ಮ ಪ್ರಾಣಸ್ಥಾನಗಳು ಅವರ ಹೃದಯ ಸ್ಥಾನಗಳು ಏನಿದೆಯೋ ಅದರಲ್ಲೆಲ್ಲ ಅವರು ಆಕ್ಯುಪೈ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡು, then you must become fully armed with the presence of the various gods in us, such that we are protected and we are having the improvement and benefits out of it. So that way, you understand Atma Are Asit and mean Bhagavad Gita, yeah, any text, even Ashtavakra Gita and Anugita, etc. All these things are there. For example, Anugita tells about the niyamas. See, niyama to regulate our health or welfare of the body is one aspect. But in order to enable ourselves to go to moksham, and there are again niyamas. So moksha dharma niyama, which our Siddha Purusha coming from, who has all-round knowledge coming from the higher heavens, he will talk to Krishna and Balarama Arjuna, because Krishna and Arjuna put a question, we want to note down what is the moksha, what moksha dharma, because then once Krishna and Arjuna go to that Siddha Purusha or Brahmana, Kashyapa or whatever it is, they are aware, they want to educate themselves and also educate others regarding the moksha dharma. We are sitting in the Veda class because the Veda Rishis are having their concern to elevate and to educate and see that there is a kind of diversion extra engagement for the people. Otherwise, when people are left by themselves, they become so busy, engrossed in the mundane things, one or the other program, right from cradle to grave, right from early morning that they get up and also up to their time. So all these Swamijis like Ramana Maharshi or Ramakrishna Ramsa, etc., when we go approach them, they will say, Aya, before you go to bed and sleep, then you enjoy, you just think of introspection. How much work I have done, how much paropakara I have done, how much selfish and how much anger I exhibited, how many. So, this kind of reviewing the behavior and timetable per day is important. So, that review will be a kind of electrification to our mind, and also it will help us to for a future planning. And you may ask me, sir, are you doing it? I don't know. But still, many times we feel unhappy before we go to bed. Oh, I wanted to finish that, I could not do it. I wanted to meet so and so, I could not do it. I wanted to telephone call somebody, I could not, I forgot. So these are all the dukkha hetavaha. And with this kind of dukkha, we go to sleep. And supposing your sleep is little deeper and andriyas go to rest, the mind is active. So you just enter into the swapnavastha. And when once you go into dream, you only can see your dream, and all the dreams are being submitted to the Adhyaksha, the Paramatma, and that's all. And you can never see the dreams of other people. And even if they tell, they don't tell you fully. And dream has been a personal experience. And why I'm giving this introduction? Because we have in the Agnishtava mantras of the first kanda, fourth prapataka, 45th kandika, and divisions in it. We have mantras connected to Agnishtoma. So Agni and Soma, they become prominent and them. And moreover, Agnishtoma or Somayaga, what you call, is very important. It has got its running thread, as my professor was telling, in all other sacrifices. So Yajurveda is a sacerdotal Samhita, and it's a practical manual for a priest sitting before the Vedi and in the Yajnashala, with all Yajna Sambharas kept ready for use, and the Purohit along with his assistants. For example, the Adhvaryu is supposed to be the chief priest or Rutvik, on whom all other Rutviks and people depend. The Yajamana depends upon that. ಏನು ಒಂದು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂದರೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ ಸರ್, ನೀವು ಹೆಂಗೆ ಹೇಳ್ತೀರಿ ಹಂಗೆ ಮಾಡೋಣ ಅಂತ ಪುರೋಹಿತರಿಗೆ ಅಟ್ರಿಬ್ಯೂಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಿ. So Purohita is all in all, or the Rutvik is all in all, who is able to monitor, engineer, give, and bring benefits from the respective gods to the Yajamana and his people and the world itself. Therefore, Yajna Kriya is a Dharma Kriya. And Yajna Kriya is able to benefit people some kind of unusual power. Mahimanam apnoti, as Purusha Sukta tells you, Mahimanam apnoti. When once you have some Mahima, everybody has got Mahima. And the intensity of the Mahima depends upon the individual and their sadhana and their siddhi. But among all those people, human beings, the siddhi is very limited. But Paramatma, Vishnu, the Antimo Devaha, as our Vedas talk about, the Antimo Devaha Mahavishnu is the Siddharthaha, is Siddha Sankalpaha, is Siddhidaha, and ultimately Siddhi Sadhanaha. So that way, the yajna is a tool, yajna is a goal, yajna is an experience, and there is nothing higher dharma than yajna dharma. And all the four caste people have got their own dharmas. What is the Kshatriya dharma? To perform yuddha and to uphold adharma. No, to uphold dharma. And if at all the adharmic activities are there, to snub them down, and that is Kshatriya. A Brahmin must keep on studying Vedas and pick up wisdom and translate and transfer the same wisdom to people and see that other people are also benefited. That's what is a Brahmin. The Vaisyas, they are to bring the commodities from far off places, open close by a open a shop or anything, and then see that the vastus, the commodities, everything is being supplied to the needy people, whoever come to them at a closer distances. These days, you have got the Google map or Google. You will just ask suddenly, any place you go in the world, please show me the nearest Indian restaurant. My children used to do it. Show me in India the location of Indian restaurant ಅಂತ ಕೇಳ್ತಾರೆ, or Mexican restaurant ಅಂತಾರೆ, or Chinese restaurant. So whatever that they have got the desire, they will try to speak to that Google and type accordingly, and then it will reply. But this is the modern time. But in olden times, Yajna is also on Google. So Yajnas were able to give you a lot of knowledge, and that's why Yajna is taken to be the means through which you are able to elevate yourself. So that's why Panchama, even Bhagavad Gita also, Krishna includes Yajnas as a part of human behavior and vidhi. Therefore, he says Bhuta Yajnaha is one important thing, and Yajnas are inviting the gods is another thing. So in the Agnishtoma Yajna, we have taken a lot of course. What is the course? That is, we just have come to the sacrificial ground, selected, then we have cleaned the ground and removed all the danda sukaha and preoccupying unwanted disturbing creatures and occupying the land, and made the ground well sanctified and removed of the obstacles. So uttishtantu bhuta preta pisacha raga, etc. Such mantras are there to drive away all those fear-causing elements and the infectious things. Then you build the fire altar, and you bring then Yupa Stambha, going to a tree, making a prayer to that Vriksha Puja. If at all you want to fell a tree, you have to make prayer to that, because all vrikshas, all trees, all the flora and fauna, everything is divine. Therefore, we have to make some days puja accordingly, and then try to fell down with the permission. For example, in JP Nagar, in front of Tirumalagiri temple, there is one Vinayaka temple, and there was a very long drawn Aswatha Vriksha. I don't know, this is a practical thing. So Aswatha Vriksha, the trustees and all people decided, in order to gain some land and other things, space, they wanted to fill it up. So they consulted the Purohits. They did lot of puja to that tree, Aswatha Vriksham. And then they do it. And so it's a big process. And now they are having some more space. People forgot that there was such a huge, long, drawn tree at all. So that's why Dharma tells you that any object which you use for your purpose has got to be revered. So we have purchased in our Somayaga carts loads of Somavalli, and we are exchanging the cows as a price for them. And because plenty Soma leaves and Soma twigs were available, and afterwards we have brought the carts load of them, dismounted them. Then we have prepared juice out of it by adding some more ingredients in them, and made pakka cauldrons full of Joma juice. And we have so many wooden cups, they're called chamasas. Chamasas and marked for respective gods, beginning from Indra, Agni, Vayu, Surya, and also dual deities like Mitra, Varuna, also the twins, aswins, etc. So we have made such more than 40 libation cups, and by inviting them and upayama gruhitosi, we have offered all of that to them with mantras, because our Yajurveda tells you you cannot offer anything to the God unless you utter the mantra. Ramaya Namaha, one flower. Ramachandraya Namaha, one flower. Simply throwing a flower to the photo of Rama is no recognition or no registration. Therefore, and that Somavalli juice we have prepared, adding some more ingredients, and it's a highly exhilarating drink. And with all the respective mantras we have offered to the respective deities, and all that is over. And then now we have come to a stage where we are to recite. There is nothing offering, all offerings are done. And those mantras which are there in the 46th Kandika, 1, 4, 46, where Kamya Anuvakaha and Yajya Anuvakaha and Puro Anuvakyaha. These are the three divisions of the class of the concluding mantras, which will be only recitational, but a prayer to them. So that part, if you do it, then we will be completing. Then we will be completing this part. And after this, we go to the Brahmana text in the Taittiriya Samhita. Oh, our thanks. So Krishna Taittiriya Samhita, they want, there is a, it is called Shukla Yajurveda and Krishna Yajurveda. Shukla Yajurveda is purely metrical, no Brahmana portion included, no prose much, but Krishna Yajurveda has the combination of prose and poetry. So it is something like the later Champu form that is available to us. So we have got kavyas, and that is divided into prose kavyas and poetry kavyas, and then mixed Champu kavyas. So, but our Veda mantras have all the three characteristics mantras. So in Rigveda itself we have got, and on the other hand, even the drama also is included, that is dialogues. So in Rigveda we have got Samvada Suktaha. In all mantras we have got the conversations. So Samvada Suktas are really informative for us to know many more things. In fact, afterwards people have specialized. For example, Bhagavad Gita is Krishna Arjuna Samvada, and Ashtavakra Gita is Janaka and Ashtavakra Samvada, and in Anugita it is Janamejaya and Vaisampayana Maharshi Samvada. So like that, through the dialogue hymns. But here you have got in Yajurveda, afterwards we are getting into the Brahmanas. What is Brahmana? Explanatory text. Because the Veda mantra to construe is not easy, is never final. Because Veda Prakasha ಮಾಡೋದು ತುಂಬ ಕಷ್ಟ, ಅದೃಷ್ಟ, and it's all divine grace. So for example, if you know, actually Veda mantrಗಳ ಅರ್ಥವನ್ನು ನಮಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತೇ ಇಲ್ಲ. Who knows what is what? So it was thanks to, as Wilson puts it, Sayanacharya. And he is the first commentator who, in the sense that he has tried to explain Rigveda and Rigveda Bhumika and all these things he has explained.
Brother of Vidyaranya Swamiji, Sayanacharya.
Yeah. So he explained, and therefore people compliment him as eye-opener. He has brought to light the meaning, and also he has written the Rigveda Bhumika and all that. So one of the foreign scholars compare him to the ladder. So Sayanacharya is the ladder to try to understand, to dive deep into the meaning part of the mantras. So here I am just will now read this mantras. Om in 446. And they're all very easy. Conversational level ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇರುತ್ತೆ ಈ ಮಂತ್ರಗಳು, ಯಜುರ್ವೇದ ಮಂತ್ರಗಳು. So at time, if little knowledge of Sanskrit will help you to get the mantra translated as it is in your mind, but not deeper, but because the mantras are here, but how, where these mantras have been employed, that is to be given by our later later commentators. For example, for Yajurveda, we got Bhatta Bhaskara, and for Krishna Yajurveda, we have got the Bhuvata, Mahidhara. They always tell us the prayoga of mantras. Now here it is Kamya Mantrasa, Manuvaka, Yajya, and Purorvakya. Now I am reading the mantra. Om Yastva Hrada Karina Manyamano Amartyam Martyo Johavimi Jatavedo Yaso Asma Sudhehi Prajabhiragne Amrutattvamasyam Yasmai Tvagum Sukrute Jataveda Ulokamagne Krunavahasyonam Asvinagum Saputrinam Veeravantam Gomantagum Raim Nasate Swasti. So let us understand this portion. So here there is a prayer and also attainment mentioned to the Rudra Bhagavan, to Agni. So Jataveda is the word which we are doing it. So ಏನನ್ನು ಕೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದೀವಿ ಅಂದರೆ, ನೀವು ಏನು ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು, ವಾಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಅಲ್ಟಿಮೇಟ್ಲಿ ವಿ ರಿಕ್ವೈರ್ ಈಸ್ ದ ಕೀರ್ತಿ. ಸೊ ಯಶೋ ಅಸ್ಮಾಸು ದೇಹಿ. And not only yasa, agne prajabhi amrutattvamasyam. So prajabhi amrutattvamasyam, that is with the people, with their cooperation, with the children, and all with their help, we have to grow into immortality or obtain amrutattvam. Asyam. Asyam is attain. And before that, you have Hruda Karina Manyamano Amatyam Martyo Johavimi. So, when we are living in this world, we want to be Martya, Amartya. These are the two things. Amartya andre devatas. Martya andre human beings. So, Amartyam Martyo Johavimi. So, Martyaha Amartyam Johavimi. And Hridakarina Manyamanaha. So, what are we doing in Yajna? We are trying to please the gods, who are the immortals, who have the Amrutapanam, and who can have some mahima and help us. But among them, the Amartya is Jataveda, and you are making the Jataveda, especially who is closer to us. So who is very closer to among all gods? Agni is closer to all of us. Therefore, Jatavedaha mo yaso dhehi asmasu. So, O Jataveda, please bestow in us the kirti. O Agni, Amritatvamasyam Prajabhi. So this is actually a Veda or Yajna is not having any kind of ego or personal benefit. So anybody doing any puja, it is for the benefit of all people. Therefore, puja is important because that will draw the attention of all gods. So that's why. And moreover, it is said by Paul that doing puja in our own houses, that is an advantage to the inmates of the house. At the same time, the Sakutumbas, at the same time to other lokas and all that. But the pujas regularly done in public places, moreover in temples, that has got a better cosmic power and that has got a better advantage. So what puja you do in your house is private, and what puja and homa and all that you do in a temple is public. Wherein you are in among the in the public, you are also a participant. Therefore, here we ultimately what is wanted is amrutattvamasyat. And again, the Yajamana, I mean, the Rutvik is recommending the Yajamana to become better. Because the job of Rutvik, he gets Dakshina and he goes away. And he is not, he's only one who will officiate the whole show and then try to invoke Ashirvada and Sampadas to the sponsor of the program. So, here, Yasmai Tvam Sukrute Jata Veda Agne Sulokam Syonam Krunavaha. See, the verb is Krunavaha. Krunomi Kadu. Krunavaha. That is not singular, but it is making, there's a plural. So we shall take like that, Krunavaha, Kru Dhatu. So here, Sukrute Ulokam Syonam Krunavaha. So whoever performs Homa, Yajna, Puja, Paropakara, donation, so many. That's why in Mahanarayana Upanishad, you get the definition of tapas. So there is a Samahadapaha, Danam Tapo, Yagnam Tapo, etc. So whatever activity keeping God in your mind that you perform is considered as tapas. That will be registered before the feet, before God, to the God, and he will accordingly worship. That's why even Bhagavad Gita and elsewhere also, the same is the statement that don't keep anything with you, but whatever you do, good or bad, give it to me. I am going to take care of it. So in same way, Agne Sukrute Jata Veda Agne Sukrute Yasmai Syonam Ulokam Krunavaha. So ಈ ಪುರೋಹಿತರು ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಅಂದರೆ they are very important people. Without Purohita, there is no Subhakarya or Asubhakarya. There is no Parakarma or Aparakarma. Whether man is living or dead, a Purohit is required. That is our Hinduism. That is our Sanatana Dharma. So you cannot simply put in the electric furnace and burn the body. No, before the body is burnt, when the dead, you have got to do Antyakriyas. And it will be going for 13 days and all that. So, ಇವೆಲ್ಲ ನಮ್ಮ ಸಂಸ್ಕೃತಿ, ಸಂಸ್ಕಾರ, ಸಂಸ್ಮರಣ, and with this only, every religion has got, the moment you take the word of religion, the moment you adopt or belong to a religion, to do something noble also is a part of religion. So For example, he says, I believe in God, I don't believe in God. Both are religious statements only. So, Syonam Krunavaha, we make the Yajamana who is doing good job, O Agni, let us all, you and I, mix together, because everything is possible only with the cooperation of Ishvara. ಸೊ ಈಶ್ವರ ಅನುಗ್ರಹ ಇಲ್ಲದೆ ಯಾವುದೂ ಆಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ನಮ್ಮ ಪ್ರಾರ್ಥನೆಗಳಿಗೆ ಸಪೋರ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಪಾರ್ಟಿಸಿಪೆಂಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಪರಮಾತ್ಮ. ದೇರ್ ಫೋರ್ ಶ್ಯೋನಂ ಕೃಣವಃ. ಅಂಡ್ ಅಗೈನ್, what is that Sionam and Sukruti and Avulokam and all that? Because as long as the Yajamana, the Danapara, is there on the land, he must have comfortable time. That's why in the next line, after making prayer to Agni, now Ashwins are brought into picture. So the next line tells you, Ashvinagum saputrinam veeravantam govantam rayim nasate swasti Ashvinagum saputrinam. So is Ashvinam. It's a Dvitiya Bhakti Ekvachana. And Ashwins are the divine physicians. They are supposed to be the twin sons of Surya Bhagavan. And they are marked by wearing the lotus garland constantly to recognize that they are the doctors. And they are having that such type of Pushkara Sraja, which will not get worn out or defiled. It is always fresh lotus garlands they are wearing. And anyway, and what is Saputrinam Veeravantam Gobantam Rayim Swasti Nasate. So ಈ ಯಜಮಾನನಿಗೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ವಿಧವಾದ ಪ್ರಾಸ್ಪೆರಿಟಿ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. And that is what is being marked out. And again, one more last but one is that the mantra is Tve Suputra Savaso Avrutran Kama Katayaha Natvam Indra Atirichyate Ukthairukte Soma Indra Mamada Nitha Nithe Maghavanam. So ಇವಾಗೆಂದರೆ ಯಜುರ್ವೇದ ಮಂತ್ರಗಳಲ್ಲಿ we have got to submit to Paramatma what we need, and that we have got to tell. That is what, because when living upon the earth, we have so many things to face with, so many things to acquire, so much of work program we have got. And in the work program, you have got to mention them to Paramatma. Same in Yajurveda, Satvada Brahmanadalli ಯಾಜ್ಞವಲ್ಕ್ಯ ಮಹರ್ಷಿ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ, ನಾವು ಪ್ರಾರ್ಥನೆಗಳು ಹೇಳುವಾಗ ಪೂಜೆ ಆದಮೇಲೆ ನಮಗೆ ಏನು ಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಬಾಯಿಂದ ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಹೇಳಬೇಕು, ಗಟ್ಟಿಯಾಗಿ ಹೇಳಬೇಕು. ಮನಸ್ಸಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಳ್ಕೊಂಡೋದು not much encouraged. So unless you tell loudly, you will not be able to, the gods won't hear that. So it all depends. And on the other hand, for example, there is one Shiva Venkatramana Swami temple near Hyderabad, Secunderabad, and there Venkatramana, that's what they call the temple as the visa god. So those people who want visa, foreign country, they will go and make around 108 Darshanas ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. I'm not getting the name of the town. So there they have put up a board. When you make a prayer, don't close your eyes and make prayer to that. Open your eyes and make prayer loudly. So ಈ ತರಹ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಕೂಡ ಕಾಮಕಾತಯ ಅವೃತ್ರ ಸವಸೋ ವೃತ್ರನ್ Na tvam Indra atirichyate sa tvam tve. In you. So there is a prayer for Indra in these two lines, because ultimately whatever desires we submit to any god, the final person who can countersign all of this is Paramatma. Therefore, that is there in this. So, Mamada Maghavanam Ukte Ukte Somaha Indram Mamada Nithe Nithe Maghavanam. So, the Somarasa ಏನು ಮಾಡುತ್ತಂದರೆ ಅದು ಇಂದ್ರನಿಗೆ ಒಂಥರಹ ಉತ್ಸಾಹ, ಶಕ್ತಿ, ಎಕ್ಸಲರೇಷನು, ಆನಂದ will be given to him at each fight that he is going to do it. In fact, Rigveda tells that there is a mantra where Indra has drunk large amount of Somarasa and then went to battle, and with the help of the Vajrayudha, he killed the Vritrasura. So Indra Vritra Vadha, Indra Vritra Yuddha and Indra Vritrasura Vadha is a very proverbial achievement, something like we talk about Ravana Hartaram Ramam Bhaje or Akshahantaram Anjaneyam Bhaje. Like that we say, these are all the top achievements that these great people have had, because they are all tough people. To kill Susupala, Vajradanta, even while Krishna comes, also, so many people. So Krishna has got the highest accomplishment and calm that. So Karya Sadhana and Karya Siddhi is very important. I wish you refer to the Indianapolis Hindu Temple website. I'll send the website. And on 25th, probably Shankar Jayanti day, you have got a workshop or seminar or panel discussion on Vishnu Sahasranama. 3 eminent scholars are speaking, apart from the keynote address by a person who has prepared a screen containing all the 1,000 names of Lord Vishnu, beginning from Vishwam and all those. So the another thing is there is electrical installations to all those that screen, so that when you sit and recite the sloka completely glows, and then it will be easy for you to look at the text and then recite. So that is being again explained by Dr. Chandra Reddy, who has turned a Swamiji name that is called Surya Chandra Paramahamsa Parivrajaka, etc. Acharya. So anyway, Anandacharya. So that program is there. So why I'm mentioning it here means that the Vishnu is nobody but Indra. Indra and Vishnu. That's why we always make a combination of Indra, Vishnu. So Indra, Vishnu, Vishnutvam is taken as the all-compassing situation. So Ukte, Ukte, Nithe, Nithe, Bhagavanam, Soma, Indram, Mamada. So the relationship between Soma and Indra is very close. So Ukta, Ukta andre, Ukta is a Rigveda mantra, Nitha is a Yajna. So I think Ukte, Ukte, in every mantra connected to Indra and Soma, especially Agnishtoma, what is the object of Somarasa? It was able to make Indra become. And moreover, Vajrayudha Ghata, or sound produced when Vajrayudha is employed, is so tremendous that it is hard for anybody to stand that sound. So that in Bhagavatam, it has been described in the 8th skandha. So when Narasimha Swami broke the pillar, there was such a great sound. First sound came, then Rupam came. So when such a terrible sound was coming in the hall, Sabha Mantapa, the moment the Hiranyakasipu hit the pillar with his hand, with his fist, then Narasimha came with Ugram Veeram Mahavishnu and so on. So like that, this Indra is Mamada. Somaha Indram Mamada. That is a statement. So the Somarasa it has given the kick to Indra in all, and that kind of elevation of mind and strength of Indra is being marked here in these two in these last two lines of the mantra, because Indra atirichyate. See, atirichyate means even so ರಿಚ್ ಅನ್ನೋ ವರ್ಡ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತಾರೆ. ಎಲ್ಲಿ ವೆಹಿಕಲ್ಸ್, ಪೆಟ್ರೋಲು ನಿಮ್ಮ ವಾಹನಕ್ಕೆ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಆಗಿಬಿಟ್ರೆ ರಿಚ್ ಆಗಿದೆ ಅಂತಾರೆ. ಅಂದರೆ ಅರ್ಥ ಏನು, ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಗೋ ಅಂಡ್ ಫಿಲ್ ದ ಟ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಆಫ್ ಯುವರ್ ಇಂಜಿನ್, ಐ ಮೀನ್ ಯುವರ್ ವೆಹಿಕಲ್. ಹಾಗೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ರಿಚ್ಯತೆ, ಅತಿರಿಚ್ಯತೆ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಆ್ಯಕ್ಚುಯಲ್ ಮೀನಿಂಗ್ ದಟ್ ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಸಪ್ಲೈ ಮೋರ್ ಸೊ ದ್ಯಾಟ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರಾಂಗರ್ ಯು ಬಿಕಮ್ ಕಾಮಕಾತಯ and Savaso Avrutran and Saputraha Tve. And this is with that we'll get to complete the 1-4-46-1. And now we are left with two more mantras for this Puronavakya and all that. And here we have people only, I mean the Ritviks, I think they only recite it. I think sometime in future in India, I mean in Bengaluru or elsewhere, they are planning to perform Soma Yaga. In fact, the Soma Yaga was performed some years back by some Veda Pathsala Gurukulam in the Maratha Kalyana Mandapam Bull Temple Road for such a large time, and we had occasion to see that in a very regular manner. So much. Actually, these days, people have lost patience and interest and etc. But there are good people. See, dharma paras are there in the world. Therefore, world is going on. The world order is not much disturbed. See, adharma paras are snubbed down, and dharma paras are always uplifted. But actually, those people who are dharmaparas, very limited, but still their stamina and strength and performance and faith and belief is making the world order to continue. So there are, no matter, this is not today's problem, it has been a problem. My professor was telling, even in the Vedic times, when the sacrifice was and mantras and all those things are coming up, there were rebellions. There were people who never encouraged yajna and so on. But in spite of them, the yajna has been a torchlight for all of us to show out the importance and the live aspect of the Sanatana Dharma. So, Sanatane Buddhi and heltaralva. So, Sanatana Buddhi is good. So, the mantra 1-4-46, second one, is again another thing, ultimately coming again through Agni is there, Apaha is there, and so because without Agni is all, in Agni all gods are also there, Agni Mukhave Devaha. So we get a large amount of data to describe the personality, the functional stability, and the kindness and compassion, and also the friendship that Agni would bear with all creation, etc., is being marked in our Yajurveda. So, and when Agni is there, Indra is there. So, Agni and Indra mantras occupy a prime place in the Rigveda and other Veda mantras. So, the mantra reads as that, Sutasaha, I'm reading 1-4-46, first line. Om Sutasaha यदीगुं सबाधः पितरं न पुत्राः समानदक्षा अवसे हवन्ते अग्ने रसेन तेजसा जातवेदो विरोचसे रक्षोहा अमी वचानः वचातनः ओम शांति शांति शांति. So in the next session, these two mantras, these two kantikas, we'll try to note down and conclude, I hope so. And then we start the next 1/5 Prapataka of the Prathamakanda, where you get the descriptive details of the yajna, and it is in prose text, because prose is easier comparatively, but here and Yajurveda contains even Rigveda portions are there. So in fact, a good concordance of the mantras of Krishna Yajurveda Taittiriya Samhita and Shukla Yajurveda Madhyayana Samhita has been done. And Dr. Nath, he has made a comparison between the Maitrayani Samhita with the other Samhitas. So I think Madhava. So there is a lot of research going on our Vedas, especially the Center for such research is the Center for Advanced Study in Sanskrit in Pune University. Now I don't know, because I happen to be the first scholar to submit my synopsis and get PhD, working through the Center for Advanced Study in Studies long years back, 1968. So still it is there. So many of my colleagues were the directors. Of late, I don't have knowledge. But anyway, that's Vedic Center and also Grammar Center. A lot of research is being done. So the Veda Vimarsha and Veda Prakasha and Veda Adhyayana never ends at all. I stop here. Om Swasti. So Raghavendra tells.
सहनाववतु सहनो भुनक्तु सह वीर्यङ्करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः सर्वे सन्तु निरामया सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत् ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः हरिः ॐ तत्सत् सर्वं श्रीकृष्णार्पणमस्तु श्रीवासुदेवार्पणमस्तु श्रीवेदपुरुषाशीर्वादोऽस्तु ॐ श्रीमातृचरणारविन्दार्पणमस्तु ॐ तत्सत् हरि ओं नमस्ते गुरुजी
Namaste, Guru.
Beautiful. Any comments, sir? ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿದೆಯಾ?